Part 3. In this part, you will hear an interview with a journalist who has decided to give up using her mobile phone. For questions 21 to 25, listen and answer the questions. You do not need to write in full sentences. Questions 26 to 30 must be answered with a cross in a box. If you change your mind about an answer, put a line through the box and then mark the new answer with a cross. 1 mark will be awarded for each correct answer. You have 1 minute to read the questions. Now listen and answer the questions.
Hello, and welcome to our fortnightly programme on how technology affects our daily lives. When did smartphones become such an important part of our lives that we cannot cope without them? They seem to have taken control of our lives in a way that makes me feel as if I am being bossed about by them. So, my colleagues and I have decided to launch a smartphone-free fortnight and challenge you to see how long you can manage without the mini computer that seems to be so much a part of your life. To encourage you, we have on the programme an interior designer and journalist who has actually quit her smartphone addiction and really started living, as she herself puts it. Welcome, Jane.
Hi, and thank you for having me on the programme. Like you, I really don't like being bothered and bossed around. I hated that anyone, for any reason, could interrupt my life by phoning, and I could interrupt mine just the same by taking the call. I felt I needed to take matters in hand.
Okay, that sounds good. But suppose a friend wants to get in touch and visit you or have a meal out. What then?
Well, look what happened recently to me. A friend rang on my landline checking to see if I could pick her up on the way to a party. I asked her where she was, and as she explained, I reached for a pen and scribbled down the address in my trusty notebook, which I always keep close by. I told her I'd be at her place in about 20 minutes. Then I put the phone down. Literally.
What exactly do you mean when you say, literally put the phone down?
I physically took the handset receiver away from my ear and placed it on the weight-triggered switch that cuts off my landline's dial tone. I then took my laptop and checked the address to get better directions. I took my notes and headed outside to my car and drove over to my friend's house.
That sounds all well and good. What would have happened if you had got lost on the way? What if she changed her mind and she couldn't make it? Or you had an accident on the way? Surely you were being a bit unwise going out without your mobile.
If I got lost, I would have needed to ask someone for directions. There are plenty of petrol stations and shops on the way to do that. Should she have changed her mind, she wouldn't have been able to ring me at a moment's notice and cancel. She would need to think of the fact that she cannot get in touch with me.
It sounds as if you have the situation under control. Well done. How long have you been without a smartphone?
I haven't had one for over 18 months. I decided there was to be no mobile phone in my life in any form whatsoever. No downgrading, no simplifying to a less sophisticated phone. I opted out completely.
But arguably, you should have one. After all, you are a freelance writer and a popular designer, and clients would want to get in touch.
There are a dozen ways to contact me between the landline, email, and social media. When I check in or answer my phone, it's on my terms. No one can interrupt whatever I'm doing. To me, it's as liberating as the first night of a holiday.
Surely, people thought you must have been old-fashioned, to say the least. Exactly why did you ditch the phone?
I cut myself off because I felt my life was better without a mobile. I am less distracted. It makes me feel as if my life is richer. When my friends found out, they thought I was wrong and must be going mad. But I was tired of my world existing through a small black screen, and even more tired of being contacted whenever anyone felt like it.
This is something we are all aware of, yet somehow don't manage to resort to such action as you did. I find it a bit drastic.
I can only speak for myself when I say it was becoming an addiction. I was constantly checking emails, social media, daily news, or playing games. When I found out that I could download audiobooks, the earbuds never left my lobes. I even slept with it by my side. It was never turned off. I'm sure I've texted during meetings, in dark theatres, and went out with friends around a restaurant table. I felt obliged to answer every text, tweet, and social media comment.
So, You have been without a mobile for 1.5 years, and you appear to be doing well. You get plenty of work, you have a social life, and have time to yourself. I think this is amazing in a world of constant and instant communication.
Yes, and I sleep better too. My business and social life have not vanished. Basic internet is enough to keep friends informed and weekends fun. I'm glad to be back in touch with the real world again.
This is very impressive. Okay, listeners out there, we have a fortnight to try this experiment, and then I look forward to hearing from you in 2 weeks' time, either by email or letter. No texts, please.
Now listen a second time and check your answers.